Pickett or with many of the establishment Democrats and their attitude towards consistently and stubbornly defending third-way neoliberalism.
You're just going to quietly, I don't give a fuck about your propaganda.
Number one problem. If the out-of-touch Democrats, right? Because that's the way people see the Democrats. They see them as like liberal elites. They're out of touch. They only care about like gay stuff or whatever, right? It's not correct, but that's just the way people see the Democrats because the Democrats don't run on left economic populism. If the out-of-touch liberal elites that are only seemingly caring about gay shit in the eyes of the public, which is not correct at all, the Democrats definitely don't care about gay shit either, okay? Trust me. And the only thing you see Donald Trump on, if you also don't really watch a lot of like regular news coverage, the only time you ever see Donald Trump is when he's being a chill ass guy, you know, talking about doing cocaine with Theo Vaughn or being a chill ass dude, making flipping fries at Mickey D's. Then you're like, is this Hitler? Like, I feel like this doesn't make a lot of sense. That Theo Vaughn appearance broke me, dude. That's when I was like, because the Aiden Ross one sucked and it didn't do a lot for him in terms of positive media coverage.
Who gives a fuck?
In my opinion. But when I saw the Theo Vaughn interview, I was like, oh no. You remember, like we literally watched it.
Those podcast appearances and stuff probably did barely anything to influence people to vote. They probably did barely anything.
Together on stream, and I was like, oh my god, he is so personable in this. He is so human in this.
Who cares? That doesn't seem to be that doesn't seem to be the thing that's pulling people.
He is so chill in this. This is not good. And it wasn't just Theo Vaughn. I think like, you know, Impulsive, Theo Vaughn, the Andrew Schultz podcast, all these podcasts back to back, Nelk Boys, all this shit, like it can humanize them and made him look like a chill ass dude. Joe Rogan was the final, was the finishing touch on his, yeah, sure, I got some crazy policies, but I actually have, I actually recognize that the economy is shit and I
think this is almost like a, I don't know any other way to put this, but like, a plebeian perspective. I don't know any other way to put this. I think at this point, the largest thing that you need to understand is that the reason why, ultimately, to me, my opinion right now, is that the main reason why Donald Trump won is because of the way that people felt the market and the way that people associated the feeling that they had with their everyday lives to whoever was in power at that time. And then at that point, you basically have people fighting over, you have Donald Trump and Kamala Harris or Biden or whatever fighting over why people felt the way that they felt. And then people justifying the way that they felt. And then after the fact, finding extra justification or whatever. It's like, because people don't, like people are going to be voting based on that. And then any of the like ideological stuff gets kind of placed on top of it, where it's like, you know, you felt better under Donald Trump. You felt better under Donald Trump. You felt like the market was more stable. You felt less precarious, period. You felt more precarious under Biden. Donald Trump comes out and gives you reasons for it, and you'll say, okay, sure, yeah. That's the kind of situation that you have. And now Donald Trump is going to come back into office, and inflation's going to be at all-time lows again for Trump, and the economy is going to be doing great. And he's going to say, this is because of me. And then people will be like, well, fuck, okay, yeah. And that's the kind of situation that you have when you have like all the like personable like media podcast stuff. That gets placed on top of it. That gives them a particular kind of image on top of it, which is absolutely going to be helping shape like the ideological makeup of people, and it's going to make it harder for them to see any of the prioritization of working class people. That's the kind of situation that you're in, and that you have this image of Democrats looking like, regardless of what you think, it feels like to most people that the Democrats have abandon the working class. I know that that's like a big narrative that people are fighting about right now, but that's the way that it looks to people, or else they would have voted otherwise. They did not get this feeling that Democrats are the people that are trying to make sure that they have better lives economically. So Donald Trump is able to come in and say, I am the reason why your life felt better while I was in office. It's like that. So I think it seems kind of besides the point, or like like I said, I don't know any other way to put it, but like plebeian discourse when you start talking about like all of the podcast appearances or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can talk about the ideological makeup of people, the types of feelings that they have about like immigration and women and foreigners or whatever. You can talk about that and how that is shaped by Donald Trump, absolutely. But when it comes to like people being motivated to like vote for the president, like the thing that I think seems to be the most important for people is getting to a situation where they felt more comfortable and less precarious.
Solve it. Democrats have been doing some deep soul searching and plenty of finger pointing in the wake of Vice President Kamala Harris's decisive election loss. There's a fairness meter on this article and it's pushed all the way to unfairly left-leaning. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. You can't podcast your way out of this problem, Piker told Newsweek on Friday. The biggest mistake that Harris made in
Fairness meters are stupid.
Piker's view was not
They shouldn't even be on the website.
Addressing voters' concerns about the economy with direct policy proposals that separated her from Biden. For the entirety of Harris's campaign, poll after poll showed that the economy was a major voting issue for the nation. Exit polls showed that deep discontent with the Biden administration's handling of the economy ultimately drove Americans to Trump. National exit polls revealed that 45% of people said they've gotten worse off under the current administration, making it the highest percent of the electorate to ever say as much, even higher than 42% who agreed with that sentiment in 2008. Piker said if the Democratic Party wants to recapture the attention of the voters they won in 2020, they have to abandon what he calls the vibe session narrative, where campaigns chalk up economic anxieties to the fact that Americans don't understand the issue, and that eventually